Dune. Part 2 is riding those massive sandworms all the way to the top of box office charts. Director Denis Villeneuve's big-budget sequel has collected $81.5 million in its domestic debut and delivered a mighty, necessary jolt for struggling movie theaters. It's the biggest opening weekend of the year and the largest since last October's Taylor Swift concert film, The Eras Tour, $93 million. This is an outstanding opening for a science fiction sequel, says David A. Gross of movie consulting firm Franchise Entertainment Research. Audiences are connecting with these human, vulnerable characters, buoyed by positive reviews and glowing word of mouth. It has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes and a CinemaScore. Dune 2 Inches seems to have expanded its fanbase beyond sci-fi buffs and arrived on the higher end of expectations. Heading into the weekend, Warner Brothers, the studio behind the adaptation of Frank Herbert's seminal 1965 novel, conservatively projected a $65 million start, though most box office prognosticators believed that revenues would surpass $80 million. At the international box office, the sequel added $97 million for a massive global tally of $178 million. It's really permeated the culture, says Dune producer Mary Parent. All signs point toward a long play. Like the first film, Dune, Part 2, is especially popular in IMAX and other premium large formats. PLFs, as they are known in the industry, contributed a massive 48% of the film's domestic tally. Meanwhile, IMAX accounted for $18.5 million of ticket sales, representing 23% of the market share. Demand to watch on 70mm film, the director's format of choice, has been so high that some brave moviegoers have resorted to 3:15 a.m. showtimes. Yes, a.m. Our most iconic film locations are virtually sold out for weeks, says Imax CEO Rich Gelfond. With interest for those pricier PLF screens, Part 2 looks like it'll have the legs needed to justify its expensive return to the desert planet of Arrakis. The film, co-produced and co-financed by Legendary Entertainment, cost $190 million to produce and roughly $100 million more to promote to global audiences. Initial ticket sales for the sequel have far exceeded the original Dune, which opened in 2021 to $41 million while landing simultaneously on HBO Max. Part 1 ended its run with $402 million globally, making it one of the only financial wins from the studio's pandemic-era hybrid release strategy. The follow-up was originally slated to hit the big screen last fall, but it was delayed to spring because of the actors' strike, which prevented stars Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Florence Pugh and the rest of the sprawling, buzzy cast from being able to promote the movie. On its new release date, the second, Dune, benefited from pent-up demand. There hasn't been a blockbuster in weeks.